The announcer sounds like a stereotype. He's supposed to. I'm playing as the Japanese. Call of Duty and games in general are never going to be perfect when it comes to historical accuracy.
Do not pray for easy lives, my friends. Pray to be stronger men.
But older CODs always seem to have a respect for that history and understand it. Plus, the weapon designs weren't so outlandish that the guns became unrecognizable, even with attachments. Vanguard's base weapon models look amazing. So sleek, shiny, highly detailed, might be the best looking World War II guns I've ever seen. Until you start putting stuff on them.
Alright, we'll pause there. There's just going to be a lot of pained wincing going on, I think, in this review. Wow, where to start? So this is clearly somewhere in a past life a Browning BAR M1918A2. You can tell from the magazine guides, even if all the other features have been altered by some sadistic maniac. The Egyptian / East German / Polish-esque AK wire folding buttstock makes me cry a little inside. God, I think this is a Garand. What have they done to you? I can hear John Cancius Garand revolving in his grave, probably more efficiently than this drum mag revolves.
This is why I think Vanguard should have gone for an alternate reality World War II setting, because then they could do all of this and it would make sense. It wouldn't feel out of place.
Yeah, what is with these sites, dude? Tell me. Someone tell me what these sites are all about. I need answers. This is not what my grandpa told me about World War II.
Like having red dot sights. Excuse me?
And pause again there because we have one of these heinous optical sights. I'm not sure what it looks like. It's tiny. I mean, we can barely make optical sights with a field of view like this now, so we certainly didn't have them in the 1940s.
Okay, so now that I've established Vanguard's lack of identity and style, let's check the gameplay. There is a certain amount of fun you can get playing Vanguard if you're new to the franchise and have nothing better to play. It should be obvious at this point, but my exact same complaints about Cold War looking and feeling identical to Modern Warfare are true here. It's the same shit, different disc. This is basically a World War II skin for Modern Warfare. It's the same World War II weapons you've used 100 times before, with the same mechanics. I guess now you can blind fire, but it's pretty pointless. They added a few new perks post-launch, which is nice, but besides that, everything is stuff you've seen before. Same kill streaks, perks, same attachments, it's the same game. Do what Ghost did with the perk system. I don't care. Just switch it up, for God's sake. At its core, the gameplay is, it's playable. There's some crazy movement. It's a lot more fast-paced than Modern Warfare and Cold War. But the thing that killed this game for me in less than 2 days is the complete lack of any innovation. I made this video on Halo 5 like 5 years ago, and it should not be relevant. Why is there this stunning lack of variety at release every single time?
Like Domination. I've played Domination, dog. I've played it in every single Call of Duty ever made. Give me a new fun mode or something.
You added some weird Battle Royale replacement that you specifically neuter because you don't want it competing with Warzone. You added this pacing thing, which simply means you can play the same maps and modes with different amounts of players. Hardly a revolution. Get this. The biggest and pretty much only new addition to Vanguard's multiplayer is King of the Hill, but the hill moves constantly. That's it. That's all you have. That's all you can do. Patrol.
What kind of a man are you? You're worthless and weak. You do nothing. You are nothing.
Even if you don't want to branch out and try new modes, fine. But at least throw in as many old modes as you can. What about tanks or capture the flag? Demolition? Cranked? Call of Duty 3 had a one flag mode. Why don't you make asymmetric objective maps? Why don't you innovate? Why don't you listen? It's all perspective, right? I mean, COD World War II's war mode was trash, but at the very least, you could build a bridge.
Keep the enemy from building the bridge. The enemy is building a bridge. The bridge is being built. The bridge is half built. The enemy is building a bridge. Stop the enemy from building that bridge. They're building a bridge.
Like, I played the war mode probably more than all of Vanguard's multiplayer. Why? Because it was different. Because even if it was just a shameless ripoff of operations from Battlefield, it had some novelty. Call of Duty is a factory line production where imagination and creativity go to die.
Apathy is death.
They even fucked up the care package too. Remember in Black Ops 4 sometimes the care package just wouldn't work? Well, now the damn thing comes flying at you 70 miles per hour. You have no idea where it's going to land, and it takes 10 seconds to be able to redeem it. I will say, with 100% honesty, I think Vanguard's maps are pretty good, individually. When looking at them all together, it's not a unique package, but they play well. They offer some cool little strategies, and surprisingly, the destructible environments do something. You know, sometimes you can get a good angle on another player or a sightline just by strategically destroying cover. I like seeing Call of Duty play around with these types of ideas. I just wish they would have taken it a step further. At the very least, Vanguard can be fun if you use a shotgun. You want to know my biggest problem? It's the movement. Everyone runs around like they're cranked. Like Arthur Kingsley just snorted G Fuel before the match. At some point in its lifespan, Call of Duty decided that making decisions and using your brain was too boring for the 7-year-old toddlers that begged their mommy to buy them the next Call of Duty. So with the exception of Modern Warfare 2019, since Black Ops 3, the series has slowly transformed into a pacifier. You put it in your mouth, suck on it, and bite. But you don't think about what it is you're doing. It's simply pacifying you. What was once a tactical yet simple first-person shooter has become a thoughtless run-and-gun arcade game. Some decisions made for Modern Warfare don't make any sense here. Unlimited sprint and tactical sprint. In Modern Warfare, the maps were bigger. You moved slower. It made sense. Now you can just zoom around a corner. When the time to kill is so fast, the maps are small, and everyone runs around like Usain Bolt, you find yourself not thinking at all about how to engage the enemy. Rainbow Six Siege is like the extreme version of this tactical shooter style, but Call of Duty used to be the more approachable, streamlined version of that with respawns. All the weapons feel like laser beams, LMGs handle like assault rifles. They severely misuse maps like Dome, which is meant for free-for-all and not 12v12. And Vanguard makes no attempt at trying to have teams coordinate and work together. And one of the reasons I've been turned off from grinding COD multiplayer is the skill gap. Now, before the Pick 10 system, every Call of Duty lets you have only one attachment, 2 if you got bling. So if a player using 2 attachments goes up against a player that has 0, the differences aren't so extreme. They're just big enough to make the player using the attachments feel more powerful and for the other player to want to grind for them. Enter Vanguard, where we run out of ideas and screw it, I give every gun 10 attachments because what the fuck is weapon balance anymore? Hey kiddo, the real fun happens after you grind 30 hours with this one weapon and play with no other weapon. Who wants to get manhandled by people with 10 attachments when you have none? I don't feel inspired to grind the game's progression to access the fun mode. This is why the bundles and weapon blueprints are a thing, so you can spend money and just bypass the time it would normally take to progress. The game should be fun. That's what makes me want to grind it. It just seems like Call of Duty sacrifices so much of its identity and cool factor for the sake of progression and monetization, rather than make a video game that is fun, and that fun is what makes you continue to play. Vanguard's progression system and attachments are a crutch for gameplay that does not stand up on its own. You need the carrot on the stick to keep chasing because Call of Duty's core design is based around addiction, not enjoyment. At last, we arrive at the campaign, and I have so little energy remaining at this point, but let's give it a shot. The premise was interesting. You're part of a group of Spec Ops soldiers trying to assassinate Hitler's successor. Oh boy, this is gonna be epic. And then 3/4 of the game is just pointless flashbacks to give these characters personality. You got Arthur Kingsley, the leader, and a pretty cool British dude. There's Polina, the Russian sniper, Lucas Riggs, the Australian guy, Wade Jackson, a hotshot American pilot. Now you might be asking why there aren't any notable COD characters in this game. Well, it's because they didn't think there were any.
The iconic COD characters, because you don't really have that in Call of Duty right now. You know, when you think about a game like Halo, you think of Master Chief or whatever. When you think of COD, there isn't really that standout like, oh, these characters.
Oh, that's not so much. So?
So the story starts off with Arthur Kingsley talking about his group being tasked to retrieve files on the top secret Project Phoenix.
There's people that often seem to be forgotten when it comes to World War II.
Tactical nuke ready for launch.
It does a good job of showing the diversity in nationality, backgrounds, and the idioms and phrases they use. Like this gem.
Oh yeah, we'll just waltz our way through a field of death. Well, we're not here to fuck spiders.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Why are there Nazis in the campaign? I'm offended. You should call them the enemy team. What? No, no, no. Don't. Hitler is in this game? Did you just say the word Hitler? No, that's offensive. Call him Funny Mustache Guy or Hatler. You don't want to be offended, do you?
You didn't ask for this. You didn't choose this.
Somebody get extra credits on the phone. They're gonna love this. So this team has no idea what they're looking for, and neither do we.
Now that we've been properly shot at, might the officer in charge tell us what the hell we're doing here?
The writers throw us into this train section, expecting us to be attached to the characters and setting when we have no reason to be. So what's the plan, fellas? And lady?
I shoot Nazis. They die. That's my plan.
Dispose of that. The rest in the truck.
Okay, that was pretty bad, but the whole game can't be like that, right?
Yeah, that's why we brought the guns. To shoot them.
Why am I still talking about this game?
Just to suffer.
So Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Gang board the submarine looking for the juicy deets on Project Phoenix. I gotta give credit where credit is due. They didn't tap dance around showing the swastika. So you're about to grab the deets when suddenly...
Flashbang through the door!
Oh no! We're all captives now. Guess it's time to introduce our generic German bad guy. Ah, right on time.
Beethoven's fault sonata has
How
exquisite.
exactly is this Arthur's fault?
But the man
This is all
has
him.
Jews that deserve
Get
my
away.
full attention.
Bastard abandoning his
Unlike
team.
you.
Shut the fuck up. You see what they're doing? They're going for that elegant and refined yet cruel German stereotype. This guy's about to get racist, isn't he?
Does the Nick
Enemy nuke incoming! It's over!
See, I told you. So the Mystery Gang banners with Herr Freisinger until he snaps and goes WWE on your ass.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
What I will say is that all the pre-rendered cutscenes look fantastic. They even had some promotional material emphasizing how they were bringing in a film director and the effects that had on the story. That's cool, but if I look at Cold War, I don't really see much of a difference. Though these cutscenes can be long at times, they're pretty much the only thing that kept me playing. As expected, Vanguard does not attempt a gritty, horrific approach to World War II, but rather a happy-go-lucky, we're all on a team type of atmosphere. Honestly, I just want Call of Duty to shock me again, without playing its hand so obviously like in Modern Warfare where they just had the bad guy shoot a child. Vanguard plays it completely 100% safe for a World War II game. Now, when you're making a story in such an oversaturated setting for storytelling, well, it helps to do something to set it apart. No, I was just rewatching those old World at War cutscenes, and man, using real footage of World War II, it's kind of spooky. It reminds you that though this is fictionalized, what you're playing through actually happened. Look, rather than run through the story of the whole campaign piece by piece, can I just say it's generic and uneventful? You know, at the very least, Call of Duty is usually good about cementing some kind of gimmick or iconic